news update out of Northport. A 6-year-old boy bitten by a dog has died. The tragic incident happening around 10:30.
Now, I gotta stop already. I am tired of these journalists and these writers saying that a victim was bit or bitten by a dog and died. Did y'all hear that?
6-year-old boy bitten by a dog has died.
He was not simply bitten. This is not like a snake bite. He was tortured. This is real life torture. He was tortured and slowly mutilated. He was shredded. Let's get the language right.
The tragic incident happening around 10:30 in the morning yesterday. Police say the boy sustained severe injuries to the upper torso.
The investigation is on.
Severe injuries to the upper torso. In other words, his face was mutilated. That's what that means. Always keep in mind, they try to sugarcoat everything if it has to do with a dog attack. What a way to word it, right? 6-year-old gets his face torn apart and they say, oh, he was just bitten in the upper torso. God, these people make me sick.
Yesterday, police say the boy sustained severe injuries to the upper torso.
The investigation is ongoing, but as of now, there are no charges. Northport police say the boy was attacked by the dog.
Of course, there are no charges. There needs to be. This was the family dog.
On Tuesday morning at a home in the 2700 block of Badger Lane, the 6-year-old.
His home, mind you, he was inside of his own home.
Was airlifted to Sarasota Memorial Hospital and then taken to Tampa General, where he passed away. And Northport police say the dog that attacked the boy is a 3-year-old pit bull mix. They say they're not aware of any previous incidents with the dog's behavior. ABC 7's Michaela Redman is following the latest on this investigation. Michaela, we're told the dog was removed from the home after the accident.
No previous incidents. Now, quite often you'll hear that a dog that has attacked and or killed someone had no previous record of violence. Also, we hear a lot of stories where a dog that has attacked or killed someone has attacked someone in the past. Okay, it's fairly frequent that we hear both types of dogs attacking. So the dog's history is irrelevant. It doesn't matter if it has ever attacked, shown aggression, nothing in the past. It's irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything. It does not tell us, it's not an indicator of the dog's future behavior. That has been proven.
Happened.
Yes, Summer, residents tell me that tragic event happened at the end of the street here. And as you mentioned, the dog was removed from the home by Sarasota County Animal Services, where it remains. A quiet neighborhood that's no stranger to animals. One resident on Badger Lane, who doesn't want to show his face, tells me a lot of people have dogs, constantly walking them down the street. What these residents aren't used to is a dog biting a child, let alone on the 4th of July.
When we saw the fire truck and ambulance come in, police shortly after that, with it being the 4th of July, we thought it might have been an accident with fire.
Listen to that thing breathing, man. That sounds ridiculous. Nothing should breathe like that.
After that, with it being the 4th of July, we thought it might have been an accident with fireworks. We know the neighbor across the street, so a few more police.
What a disgusting beast. This thing even sounds disgusting.
Showed up, so we knew it was something serious.
Northport police blocking off the end of the street. Just minutes later, that resident says a stretcher came out of the home and was immediately taken away. The 6-year-old suffered serious trauma to his upper torso and was airlifted to Sarasota.
There they go again with this upper torso. The boy had his face and neck torn apart. And that's how they're describing it. Upper torso was attacked.
Memorial Hospital before ending up at Tampa General, where he later died. The Suncoast Humane Society says in most cases, a dog bites due to anxiety and fear.
Oh! You see how they had to include this information some additional information with this story. They didn't just want to report on the 6-year-old who was killed. Oh no. We have to defend dogs in this situation. And you heard what she said? Let's back it up.
Now, at Tampa General, where he later died, the Suncoast Humane Society says in most cases...
The Suncoast Humane Society. So they're getting information from a shelter, from a team of nutters.
A dog bites due to anxiety and fear.
So according to the shelter staff, dogs only attack when they feel fear or anxiety. And that what she said?
General, where he later died. The Suncoast Humane Society says in most cases, a dog bites due to anxiety and fear.
Most cases, they bite because of anxiety and fear. People, that is a lie. Now listen to this liar.
Dogs aren't just born aggressive. They're not naturally aggressive.
He said dogs are not born aggressive and they're not naturally aggressive. Now, I want y'all to take down this guy's name as well. Okay? Because I'm looking for him.
The Suncoast Humane Society says in most cases, a dog bites due to anxiety and fear.
Dogs aren't just born aggressive. They're not naturally aggressive. Things are happening in the environment that are stressing the dog out.
So, dogs are not born aggressive? They're not naturally aggressive? And he's saying the aggression that you see from dogs is because of things happening in the environment that is stressing the dog out. What things are you talking about? Why didn't you name those things? It's because he is just babbling. That's why. What things could he possibly be talking about? Loud noises? You mean like the loud noises that the dog makes? You got a deadly creature that'll attack just in response to a loud noise. Again, thank you very much. That's exactly why they should be banned.
Anxiety and fear.
Dogs aren't just born aggressive. They're not naturally aggressive.
Where is he getting this information from that they're not naturally? Yes, they are naturally aggressive. What are you talking about? They have an instinct to bite, to attack, especially when you're talking about bully breeds. That's what they were bred for. What is this dude talking about? And we're specifically talking about a pit bull, people. He's saying they're not naturally aggressive and not bull. Yes, they are, dude. Even if you're talking about dogs other than bully breeds, all dogs have a natural instinct for violence. That's the only way they communicate. They communicate through biting, violence. What are you talking about? That is all they know. They're killing machines. There was a guy attacked a few days ago, a grown man. He said he turned around and a pit bull was flying through the air and latched onto his throat. How many stories have y'all heard of pit bulls going after the victim's throat? They're doing that because they are killers. And nobody had to teach them to go for the neck. It's natural. What are you talking about? I want to find this guy because I want to question him one-on-one about this nonsense that he spewed here.
Yeah.
His name is Michael Grolaw. What is that, a French name? I'm going to find you, buddy. And you're going to have to substantiate these statements you made here.
A dog bites due to anxiety and fear.
Dogs aren't just born aggressive. They're not naturally aggressive.
Anxiety and fear. No, they don't. They attack to establish dominance. Just to be a bully. That is a fact. They attack livestock all the time and they don't eat none of them. Even several trainers have already said, they're on video, saying that dogs fight for rank in dog packs. How do you think they fight for rank? They fight. You don't have to teach dogs to fight and be aggressive, to kill. It's a natural instinct. You see what I mean? There's no excuse for your professionals to be this wrong. What's wrong with you?
Things are happening in the environment.
These are a bunch of drug addicts, man. This dude right here, flipping crackhead.
In most cases, a dog bites due to anxiety and fear.
Dogs aren't just born aggressive. They're not naturally aggressive. Things are happening in the environment that are stressing the dog out. And the dog can't tell you what's wrong. The dog can't show you what's wrong. So the dog's going to use its mouth. And that's the apex of the situation where something bad's going to happen.
He is volunteering this information, and this media outlet chose to include this information in a story about a 6-year-old boy who was killed after he simply walked into a bedroom. Wow. These people are so arrogant with it at this point.
Environments that can be especially stressful on the 4th of July.
Oh, and
that's,
let me not forget, they're blaming the fireworks. They're saying that the dog must have been startled by the fireworks. Now, not only is that ridiculous, again, it gives credit to the argument that they should be banned. That's all the more reason they should be banned. They'll attack just because they hear a loud noise. You can't get any more dangerous than that.
stressing the dog out, and the dog can't tell you what's wrong, the dog can't show you what's wrong, so the dog's going to use its mouth, and that's the apex of the situation where something bad's going to happen.
Environments that can be especially stressful on the 4th of July, with large gatherings and loud sounds.
Oh, large gatherings and loud sounds stresses the dog out. Dogs don't like large gatherings, yet they instinctively form packs. They don't like loud sounds, yet they're the loudest creatures on the planet. That's a fact. They're the loudest creatures in society, but they don't like loud sounds. Get out of here. These people kill me trying to explain dogs' dysfunctional, deranged, retarded behavior. These brain damaged, retarded mutants are simply brain dead. And once they regressed so much, now all they know is aggression. Like I said before, when you get a mutant and you force it to regress and become more and more mutated, it's going to become more and more aggressive. Eventually, aggression is the only thing it's going to know. Just like other mutants have increased aggression. Look it up. And pit bulls are one of the most mutated of all mutants. And all dogs are mutants.
Leading to something like this.
All right. Now that was one dog trainer. There was another nutter trainer right here. Oh, what is this? Okay, let's get out of here. Let's refresh this. No, we're going to watch this, because we got another trainer I need to deal with here.
A 6-year-old little boy is dead after being attacked by the family dog. Thanks for joining us. I'm Russ McCaskey.
And I'm Nicole Gabe, in for Amanda Hall. Now, this happened yesterday morning at the home on Badger Lane, that's in Northport. And police say the boy was in a room alone with a 3-year-old pit bull mix when it attacked. The Night Beat's Justin Case is in the family's neighborhood. And Justin, a tragic situation overall, but do we know where the dog is now?
The dog is currently in quarantine at Sarasota County Animal Services. Northport police told me they will follow any guidelines as necessary as far as what happens to that dog. But in the meantime, investigators are still trying to figure out what happened and what went wrong. On the day many of us...
As someone pointed out, how are you going to find that out? There's no way to discover that. What, you going to question the dog? Ask the dog what happened? These stupid investigations, man, I'm telling you, it's just a waste of time.
We're preparing to celebrate Independence Day with fireworks. One family's holiday turned into a nightmare.
The dog was in a bedroom. Child walked into bedroom to get something. Next thing you know, people heard screaming. And
he walked into the bedroom to get something. That boy did not walk into that bedroom and pull that dog's ear or do none of that other stupid stuff that they claim kids always do. And the fact is, that creature shouldn't be in the house anyways. I don't want to hear about nothing that a child did to a killer that you brought into the house. I'm telling you, man, these people need to be backhanded for bringing up any behavior that comes from the child. You're out of pocket. You should be arrested for bringing the thing into the house, period. They bring a dumb, mutated killer into the home and then wag their finger at their child when their child simply touches it and does all the things that they were taught by their parents to do to the dog.
Jumped into action.
The boy suffered injuries to his upper torso, according to police.
Again with this upper torso nonsense. His face was torn apart. His throat was torn apart. He was tortured. The dog gutted the boy's face. Get your language right, nutters. You're always trying to soften the blow, and this is your way of lying for the dog. This is their way of sugarcoating the incident. Make it sound as harmless as possible so they can go on and continue to be nutters.
So severe he had to be airlifted to Sarasota Memorial Hospital. The boy was transferred to Tampa General Hospital, but died 1 day later.
From every bit of information we have so far, is there's no history of the dog acting out, which would indicate that something could possibly happen.
No, we get these stories all the time of a dog attacking and or killing, and it had never shown aggression before in the past. At this point, the fact that a dog has never shown aggression in the past is irrelevant. It's irrelevant, and they all need to be gotten rid of. Simple as that. That is what the evidence shows. The evidence proves that a dog having not attacked anyone in its worthless life means nothing. And the evidence proves that you should kill all of them. They should all be exterminated. I'm talking about every breed should be exterminated. These are not natural animals, and you should feel ashamed of yourself for bringing them onto this planet knowing that they can't live in nature. That way they would have to forever be living up in our homes where they're incompatible. You nasty beast. You got to be a bunch of savage, primitive cave people to live like this. Treating this dog like it's more important than you and your family. What is wrong with y'all? Now, this was a family dog. So they sacrificed this 6-year-old's safety. He was sacrificed.
The animal lived in the home from basically a puppy.
It lived in they had this dog since it was a puppy. Now, check this now. They had the dog since it was a puppy. The boy that the dog killed was 6 years old. What'd that mean? That means the boy and the dog grew up together. So why didn't the dog stop immediately after biting the boy and snap out of it? Since y'all say it was a mistake, why didn't it stop? Why didn't it reflect on the fact that it's attacking, killing someone it grew up with? It's because these are not humans. They don't have human emotions. And that's exactly why they deserve to be hated and deserve to be exterminated. Tortured this boy and killed him, despite having grown up with him. Now, I can hear the nutters right now talking about how the 6-year-old must have done something to this dog.
A couple weeks old, between 2 and 8 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. and was a family pet.
Northport police couldn't.
Ugh, you disgusting, primitive, subhuman trash. Subhuman trash. You cannot get any lower than this. People bringing killers into their homes, treating it like it's just a 2-year-old child. Understand that too. These people like to project dogs as family members. The problem with that is we have a lot of different types of family members. Some are old, in their 80s. Others are in their 40s. Some are 10. Some are babies. So what type of family member are dogs supposed to emulate? What family member are they closest to? Dog lovers will say that dogs are more like a 2-year-old. No, they are furthest apart from the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old and the dog are the least alike. And when you listen, very dangerous game these people playing. Projecting dogs as family members. So like I said, it's a natural instinct for you. If you're calling something a family member, you're eventually going to treat it like a family member. Obviously, that is very dangerous. And that's why this boy got killed. They was up in there treating that dog as if it was also a 6-year-old boy.
Say for certain if the dog was affected by fireworks and possibly acted out because of that.
Oh, did you hear that? They blame the fireworks. Oh, it acted out because of the fireworks? Let's say that this argument of theirs is true. That dogs will attack when they hear a loud sound. They'll attack someone who didn't make the sound. Let's say that's true. Wait a minute.
Fireworks and possibly acted out because of that.
Whoa.
If the dog was affected by fireworks and possibly acted out because of that,
Okay. Let's say it was startled by the fireworks. If it's startled, why wouldn't it simply stop? Why wouldn't it cease the attack? They're trying to describe a creature that will bite in response impulsively. That's not what the nature of these attacks show. The nature of these attacks show that the dog gets off on the attack. This ain't no accident. It's enjoying itself. That's why it will attack till death. It won't stop attacking because it's enjoying itself. This is the furthest thing away from a reflex. They talking about it. Oh, it wasn't thinking. Wow. So now that we've established that these things know fully well what they're doing, now we reflect on how evil of a creature this has to be. Grow up with the boy. This dog grew up with this boy. And then tortured and killed. Boy, dogs are more evil than we're able to wrap our head around. And I'm saying that I don't care that they're animals. Look at their behavior. These are wicked, especially evil creatures. How many stories have they waited until the adult left and then they would maul a baby or something? Oh yes. Let me give you nutters the business today. Had a nutter leave a comment in the comment section to one of my most recent videos talking about dogs are not evil. Woman, are you out of your mind? I might read that comment before I leave today.
Master dog trainer and behavioral therapist Patrick Logue says it's a possibility.
When dogs are in distress, when they're adrenalized, that's never a good combination.
Well, that's why they should be banned. That don't even make sense. to launch attacks at random people just because it's experiencing stress and anxiety. Get out of here. That's one of the reasons why I hate dogs so much. What type of deranged, foolish creature is that? You experience stress and anxiety, so you launch deadly attacks on people who are not the source of your stress and anxiety? Something has to be wrong with you if you don't despise dogs. Something is wrong with you if you love dogs. These are the most hateable creatures on this planet. What's wrong with y'all?
And you add kids into the mix.
Oh, listen to what he's saying.
Stress when they're adrenalized, that's never a good combination. And you add kids into the mix.
When you add kids into the mix,
kids bring their own stress, as any parent will tell you.
Kids bring their own sort of stress.
And their own sense of chaos.
And kids bring their own sense of chaos. Now, this image behind this man, this is him. So what is he? He is a nutter. So you can't rely on him to tell the truth. That's why he's sitting up here lying. Stress and anxiety. Since you've all admitted that simply stepping on a patch of grass can increase a dog's anxiety levels, that means this thing is too dysfunctional to be in society. Simple as that. You sitting up here telling me this thing will launch deadly attacks when it feels stress and anxiety, and little things such as a loud sound, a sudden movement, whatever that's supposed to be, or a patch of grass can increase his anxiety and stress levels. I'm not going to debate with you about whether or not these things should be banned. That's irrefutable. But what turns me off is the type of character you must have to be in love with these mutants. I question all dog lovers, all people obsessed with these creatures. You have to have a screwed up, twisted character yourself.
You, and their own.
You idiots. You savages. I despise anything that's willing and able to mutilate people, including kids and babies, and not feel remorse afterwards. What is wrong with you? You're not human. If you love creatures like that, that proves that you are a subhuman yourself. And you have to be a subhuman, primitive savage to be in love with such a despicable creature like that. Okay? I don't want to hear nothing. That's just how it is.
Sense of chaos, and it is just a bad situation, especially when kids are unsupervised with dogs.
So he got up here and projected the idea that the 6-year-old provoked the attack, just like the other so-called expert did. Keep in mind, this so-called expert is speaking in response to the same 6-year-old who was killed. 2 different media outlets. They got 2 different so-called experts to talk about how horrible kids are and how it's not the dog's fault. It's just responding to a loud sound. Like this is why I said, curse these people. Curse your soul to hell. I hope all of you burn in hell. May you not enjoy an afterlife, you sick freaks. Now I'm going to go ahead and share link to this sick story and these sick people. Oh, I almost thought I was live. I'm not live. I'll leave a link in the description box, and hopefully we'll see you all very soon.